Well, the GCU women's basketball team is on a historic run, 27 straight wins. It's the longest active win streak in the NCAA. Their average margin of victory against WAC opponents this year is over 20 points. They have been absolutely dominant, and if they stretch that win streak to 30 wins after 3 wins at the WAC tournament, they're going to punch their ticket to the first NCAA tournament. A lot riding on this next week, but Molly Miller has had to get creative with her team to make sure that they continue to put their foot on the gas.
Last Monday, we pretended like we lost on Saturday, and we had one of those practices where, and I kind of prefaced it like, what happens when you lose a game? And they're like, you have a harder practice. I'm like, no, but what really happens when you lose a game? Like, well, you get more dialed in, you get more focused, you focus on the details, you don't take reps off, you clean up things, and so I'm like, we're gonna do that on Monday. And Monday was a tough practice, and the standard was even higher than it had been before. So to avoid some of that complacency, there's some creativity in there.
Usually when you lose, you come to practice more determined, and it's more grittier, and it's like the beginning, the beginning of season, like how the practice are more intense. It was just like that, and I think it was needed.
She wrote on the board, loser energy, and then we came out the locker room like, you're a loser, you suck. And it's kind of like reverse psychology in a sense, to try and make you feel like you're in a position that you're not, so that you can be in a position you want to be.
You put your heads together and we're like, how can we make this feel like a little bit of a sense of urgency to get better? And it's like, well, we're going to pretend like we lost. And we held a very high standard. We were running a little bit more on the line for mistakes. We didn't let anything slip. We had 0 slippage, and if we did, we were correcting it, and they were held accountable for it. So I think that was a good thing for us last Monday.
There's a lot of weight to this week with GCU on the verge of making their first NCAA tournament. They know that the schedule is going to be a little different than what they're used to, 3 games in 4 days. Well, the coaching staff even thought ahead of that when garnering their schedule throughout the non-conference to make sure that the Lopes would be prepared for this stretch in Las Vegas.
Well, here's some more creativity, from the staff and putting our heads together. We've already played 3 games in 4 days in our Thanksgiving tournament and in our Christmas tournament. We knew that that could be the potential in postseason. We wanted to challenge ourselves to how do we get through 3 games in 4 days? What does that prep look like? What does that turnaround look like? What does that focus look like? So we've had a couple of instances to practice that.
So it's real simple. There's already been a lot of history made by this GCU women's team this year. They can make even more with 3 wins later this week. At GCU, I'm Jordan Ham, Sports 360 AZ.